To cut down on food expenses, the warden sewed the prisoners' mouths to their butts, creating an infinite food recycling loop long enough to circle the yard, while the front prisoner had to be a glutton. Only a 3-bell-high displacement could ensure everyone got a bite when the prisoners were released full term. Their bodies showed no abnormalities, just some scars on their mouths. This film is extremely shocking. Babies, please watch with parental supervision. This warden has a special nickname. What exactly is it? Bright Glitteresis. What Glitteresis? What every time they saw him, they had to greet his 18 generations of ancestors, even cursing him with impotence. Even if he fired warning shots, it was useless to establish his authority. The warden fixed the most abusive prisoner tightly to a board, deciding to use him to kill the chicken to warn the monkey. But unexpectedly, this prisoner kept cursing "fuck him" by a bitch. The warden, with his fiery temper, directly covered his face with a towel, then ordered someone to bring a bucket of 500-degree wastewater and poured it on the prisoners, faced the miserable prisoner after being tortured, had his ambition forcibly removed with a knife. And before eating, the warden didn't forget to sprinkle some seasoning. Watching the warden eat with relish, the Mediterranean accountant's stomach churned with nausea due to the continuous riots in the prison. It soon alarmed the governor. This was the governor's election year. This prison's riot frequency and medical costs were already #1 in the nation, if not improved. What the hell was he running for? He gave the warden 1 week if he couldn't manage the prisoners and cut costs. He'd be sacked to save his job. The warden racked his brains using every trick in the book. However, these prisoners were as tough as cockroaches. Just when he was so worried his hair was falling out, the Mediterranean accountant had a bold idea to sew hundreds of prisoners' mouths to their butts, like in the movie forming a human centipede. So one person eating would keep everyone full, not only saving food, but also enabling unified management. No more riots in the prison. And most importantly, they could no longer curse the warden. The perverse warden, hearing this, immediately slammed the table in approval, however. While theoretically feasible, implementation would likely be very difficult to perfectly execute this plan. They brought in the best surgeon in America. After reviewing the plan, the doctor believed it was medically viable because the excrement was uncontaminated and completely edible, just without nutritional value. With the doctor's confirmation that night, the warden gathered the prisoners to watch the Human Centipede movie series to give them some mental preparation. However, the perverse and disgusting plot made the prisoners feel sick. After the screening, the warden walked out with a submachine gun and grandly announced his great human transformation plan. This completely blew the prisoners' minds who could accept this. They immediately started rioting. The ones often specially targeted rushed to the front, determined to personally bend the warden today.